Okay. Good morning. This is the 8:30 a.m. New York session open. We sold off and there was no news. So, kind of speculating this bottom here, right? These like 65, 60s. As a bounce point. Let me see how these participants are acting. And this zone is not necessarily the bottom. I mean, that zone's not super specific. Damn. Wow, really lifting this thing here. Nice. Nice for a move lower. Right there, the retest. This tape's moving fast. We're building a high volume node here. So if I were to build a thesis, of course I'll build a thesis, but my thesis I think right now is that this area where we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 bounces off of, is definitely an area of support. Like this whole chunk of area. So I would be looking for longs down here. We're inversing this low volume node. God, tape's speeding up. Volatility is really high right now. And the problem is that we're putting in a lot of aggressive buying here. It's a big negative delta, but there's a lot of aggressive buying happening. It's weird. I think, yeah, look at that. I mean, that's perfect. Supply zone. I think it's worth giving it a shot. We're right here with these buyers. We'll try it. With 300. Oh, that's fucking tight ass risk. Fuck. POC shifted. So the area of low volume from this sell, I guess. Okay, it's getting lifted. I'm only looking for like 6 points here. Looking for the 76s. Where's the VWAP? 74? VWAP's at 74. Uh-oh. We're going to have to really drive through this thing if it's going to continue higher. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Let's see. Might want to reduce my risk here if we're not going to be able to get above this VWAP. Wow, feeding those negative deltas. I want to give it a chance, but I don't want to take on a bunch of water. You know. Okay, it's being lifted. Just gotta break through that VWAP, and right now that buying is like really heavy right at the VWAP and then failing. That's what makes me nervous. So we're gonna need a strong push through the VWAP if it's gonna work. Look, these buyers right here on the footprint. These buyers are getting stuck at the VWAP. Can they get through? I would honestly, if they fail it here again, I would say that's like a failed attempt. Like it's just really, if it's gonna work, it should work now. Oh, fuck. I might give this thing up. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give it up here. Break even, trade. I just don't like, I mean, look at how much buying was being conducted here at the VWAP. And that VWAP also aligns with previous day VWAP here. And you've got somebody who aggressively sold the market. Let me see. I wanted to see this thing get above VWAP immediately. Now this could just be like the retest, you know, but it's just tricky. You know, I don't want to. I don't want to avoid the trade altogether, but like I just didn't like that, and I think I'm a little bit on edge because the volatility is so high this morning, which is good, but the tape's just moving so fast. I mean, you saw like my 3-point stop was really not much. Here's the VWAP break that we were looking for. And here's the previous day VWAP right here. Previous lower value at the 75s. 75 and 3/4 almost. It's kind of an area of lower-ish volume. Well, yeah, well, there it is. Yeah, getting lifted. Almost had it. There's a 76s. I could have had it, but, whatever. Maybe I can... No, I don't mean, now it's too high. I mean, that was a really good entry. I should have just kept it. But that's okay. It is what it is. I hesitated and didn't necessarily, I don't think I necessarily needed to cut it. I just didn't like the previous day VWAP and current session VWAP lining up together, and we were struggling 2 times on big buying volume and couldn't get up above it, considering the fact that somebody had sold this market off really aggressively in the morning, and that could be them trying to defend their position, their sell position. Whatever big participant sold this market off might be looking to protect their position. So that's really what I was thinking. I felt like I was getting stuck on the wrong side of it. Because if you can imagine, like, somebody here clicks the sell button, right? And then they see this thing, they're making money, right? They're profiting. And then it's retracing, coming back up. They don't want to lose money, so they're going to try to keep this thing down. And so, granted, there wasn't we had some reloading here too that I had noticed, but it wasn't a lot. I mean, it only popped up a little bit more to the 77s, and now we're moving back down. I don't think it was a bad call. You have to make calls like that. You got to protect yourself if something's not right. I mean, if you know something doesn't look right, you're just going to sit there and take it, I would rather cut it at break even than I would rather have the FOMO and the regret of cutting it when something felt bad and losing and missing out on profits than have seen something that looked wrong and not cut it and taken a loss and sitting there and I'm like, God, I could have cut that thing. I knew it was not working out. I saw signs. You got to trust the signs. And even if you're wrong, you still got to trust your signs because you know what? You didn't lose money. You're protecting your capital. Because at the end of the day, we're just risk managers, right? We have to just protect our capital. And I mean, it's an eval, but this is the same thing. You always should be practicing that psychology, right? You can't just be looking for like home run hits all the time on evals, and it's just not good for your psychology. So I'd rather take this feeling of like FOMO. Oh yeah, I could have hit TP. It did hit my TP, but I missed out on it because I cut it too early. I'd rather have this feeling than looking at a red P&L right now and wishing that I would have cut it. Protecting your capital is always going to be better than not protecting your capital. So, break-even trade. And with these evals, I really with the whole funded game, right? Lower risk to reward, higher hit rate, keeps you in the game longer with these funded accounts and whatnot. Is what I've noticed. And so with these, evals and the fundeds, I just try to keep it like less than a 3R. Right now I'm running the 2R, and it hits far more than what I used to run, which was like a 4R. And the 4R, those were bangers. But oh my God, it was just countless times over and over again where, yeah, I'd be in a great trade and it's pumping, running my direction, and it would stall out because I'm just asking for too much profit. I'm asking for a 4R, and that's like a home run. So you're just like, yes, your analysis might be great and spot on, but you're still just kind of wishing and hoping for this for someone to step in and really drive the market. You know, you don't actually. So it would happen so many times where I would just get stopped at break even because I would be in profit, move stop to break even, and then it would kind of just, you know, fizzle out, or I'd have to cut it at like a 1R anyways. So I'd rather just get the 2R, which is solid, and, you know, at least your profit's profit, right? So with, I think, you know, in my opinion, this prop firm game, lower risk to reward, works better. You know, it raises up your hit rate, and you're gonna, the higher win rate's better. Because it's already an emotional game with these prop firms, so why make it harder? And maybe my analysis was correct. Maybe I cut it for the right reason. Because we had moved off. I mean, we would have TP. However, reading the market, I really saw hesitation for this thing to move higher, and it really didn't move much higher. It only moved 2 points, less than 2 points higher, and then it came back down. So we're going to see. I mean, it is still holding above this zone, so if I would have gotten a better entry down here, set stops down here, it would still be valid. But that's okay. And there's only one other, on this day, there's only one other area that I'm interested in, and it's up here. And we already hit it. This was really nice. So, yeah, anyway. I'll hit record if there's any other setups that pique my interest.